Greetings to you. I'm Brother James Muhammad, a student in the ministry of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and your host for this week's segment of Closing the Gap broadcast. We want to welcome all of our viewing and listening audience, thanking Almighty God Allah for your presence and your ears and your eyes. And we are very grateful that you've taken time out of your busy schedules to be with us on this most special occasion, a very, very, in my humble opinion, and I'm sure it will be yours too, a very special broadcast this Saturday. And as always, we open up by invoking the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God to whom all praise is due, the Lord of the worlds. We thank Almighty God Allah for his merciful and prophetic intervention in our affairs in the person of Master Fard Muhammad. We thank him for raising up from our midst his messenger, Messiah, the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, through whom we have been given our beloved and blessed Redeemer. And I refer to him as my personal savior. The man of whom I speak is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is to these men that we are deeply grateful and highly honored for the great privilege and opportunity to offer this platform to our beloved brothers and sisters and all who would take the time to tune in to share some of the profound message of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as they are so profoundly and abundantly and clearly given to us by our beloved minister and Allah's servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In their names, I'm very happy to greet all of you with the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. All praise is due to Allah, and welcome once again to another segment of Closing the Gap broadcast. This one, as I before mentioned, is particularly special to me. And as we proceed throughout this interview with the person whom I'm interviewing, I'm sure you will agree. We offer this platform to share with those who, of course, share our belief, but also those who are not necessarily familiar or even in agreement with what we believe, but we want to share with you the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad as they're given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And twofold, we also want to offer this platform as an inspiration from which you can draw inspiration, from which you can draw an increase and security of faith as we present these testimonies by those of us who are followers and helpers of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, just to let you know that God is on scene. He's present. He loves us and he is with us. And so tonight, it is my great honor and privilege to bring to this program, this broadcast, our dear brother and student Western Regional Minister of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I think most of you know him, so I'll introduce to some, but present to most of you our dear brother Abdul, Malik, Sayyid, Muhammad, holding it down and anchoring for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam in the West Coast. Brother Minister, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, dear brother.
All praise is due to Allah. Of course, we want to acknowledge our dear sister, our co-host, and she's so much more than a co-host, but I always go overboard. I kind of embarrass her. She's she's let me know on a number of occasions, but for some reason I just can't get the message. But I'll try. I'll try to get the message tonight. But I'm very proud of her, very, very much admiring of her, respectful of her, and we consider it a great blessing that she has agreed to co-host this broadcast. She is our dear sister, Stala Muhammad, the interim editor of the greatest paper that has ever been published by the greatest publisher. And that paper, of course, is the Final Call newspaper, and that publisher is none other than the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So, Sister Stala, Assalamu alaikum. If you'd like to make it open, go right ahead, sister. Yes.
Wa alaikum salam, Student Minister James. And it's so wonderful, of course, to see our dear brother, Student Minister Abdul Malik Sayyid Muhammad, repping, like you said, the West Coast.
That's
and
right.
We want to, of course, encourage our viewing and listening audience this evening as we dialogue with our brother and he shares his powerful, poignant testimony. Any questions that you would like to present, to make sure you please place those questions in the chat, and we will strive to get through as many of your questions as possible. And as always, we thank you for tuning in, and we want to also remind you to hit that like and share button. Shout out to DJ Rockwell, aka Brother Vaughn Muhammad in the ATL, for placing that reminder for us in the chat. And this topic this evening, the test and testimony, the journey continues. So brothers and sisters, I'm looking forward to hearing from our big brother this evening. And once again, welcome to another episode of Closing the Gap.
All praises due to Allah. Thank you, dear sister. And we want to extend the love and greetings from our dear brother, Student Minister Chad Muhammad, who is normally with us. He is attending the marriage of our dear Student Regional Minister, Brother Patrick Muhammad, in Chicago. And so he's with us spiritually, never absent.
That's right.
Always with us, even though he may not be here physically. But I want to extend his love and greetings to you. We also like to extend the love and greetings from our dear brother and Student Regional Minister, Patrick Muhammad, to you, Brother Minister, and of course to our viewing and listening audience.
Praise be to Allah.
All right, let's get rolling. You know, Brother Minister, I have before me your bio. Now, this is a man, and I don't say this, to blow smoke, as we say, but this is a man of many accomplishments. I have been blessed to know our brother. I don't know how many years it's been, Brother Minister, but it's been quite a few.
Right at 40.
Yeah, that's right. All praises due to Allah. And it has been a great blessing and a learning experience. And I will continue to thank Allah for the blessing of knowing you and to share sometimes my thoughts with you and to receive counsel. We won't get into that, as I have been in some trouble sometimes. I had to seek my brother out. All praises due to Allah, and I thank Allah for you. But I want to read some of your bio. And I know you're very humble, and I know, you, like many of our guests, don't necessarily like to hear yourself talked about. But if we don't appreciate those whom Allah has blessed to come among us and to aid the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then who will? So let us begin. Our dear brother, Minister Abdul Malik Sayyid Muhammad, is the president and founder of the United in Peace Foundation. He has come a long way from his modest childhood roots in Georgia. He was born into a household of 10 children and received his nurturing under the wings of his mother, Luella Dixon. Her fortitude and never give up spirit helped mold him for his future and contributed to his success in education, business, and community service. His education, formal and secular education, that is from in high school. He attended Decatur High School in Decatur, Georgia, and furthered his education at Tennessee State University and Morris Brown College, where he graduated. He played baseball at Tennessee State and later became an All-American member of the Fighting Wolverines football and baseball teams. He also became a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Sigma chapter. And you know, when I read these credentials, I reflect on what the people, when a messenger came, would lift up as a complaint. Well, he only has with him the meanness of the people. And this is sometimes, or what they used to say. I don't think they say it anymore, Brother Minister. That's what they used to say about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But a statement like that would be woefully outdated and inaccurate. But let me continue. His community work after graduation from Morris Brown College, Minister Muhammad relocated to Los Angeles, California for a short while to work at Eastern Airlines, but his love for the South called him back home. He taught high school at West Fulton High, but was drawn to the corporate world, becoming vice president of acquisitions and site development for Checkers, one of the largest minority-owned restaurants owned by LaVan Hawkins of Inner City Foods Incorporated. And I happen to know, based on our previous conversations, that you literally revolutionized that franchise. People don't know it, but I want them to know it. All praise is due to Allah. He helped to build the company from the ground up into a business averaging over $50 million annually. I'm going to say that again. $50 million. All praise is due to Allah. Minister Muhammad began his commitment to the community service in 1985, and since that time, he has been traveling through the U.S. and the world teaching and lecturing. He has gained the respect of youth, community leaders, politicians, businessmen, entertainers, and clergy. Because of his commitment and service to his community, Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, appointed him Western Regional Representative of the Nation of Islam in 1995. Minister Muhammad has been recognized for many abilities. Some call him a knowledge broker, a strong organizer, a wise businessman, a skillful bridge builder, and a compassionate guardian angel, all of which can be and is substantiated through his history and his work. But also to celebrate, he is not only a spiritual advisor to the grassroots community, but also to celebrities in Hollywood, among those being Steve Harvey, Chiquina Arnold, Tommy Davidson, Michael Collier, Snoop Dogg, will.i.am, Nick Cannon, and many, many more. Minister Muhammad has demonstrated courageous leadership skills and has been a voice for the people to those in law enforcement. He has opened dialogue between the urban community and law enforcement agencies. As a result, he has been invited by the chief of police to attend their events, including graduations of police recruits from the academy. Because of Minister Abdul Malik's dedication to community service and the quality of life of the family structure, especially in the fight against hunger, he established Your Farmers Market, which offered food boxes at very economical prices. With the support of the Steve Harvey Foundation, Your Farmers Market gave birth to Feed My Flock, a free food drive that fed nearly 3,000 families in public housing projects during the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. Minister Abdul Malik also has a love for education, noting the lack and poor condition of books in the inner city schools of Los Angeles. He again joined forces with Steve Harvey Foundation, aided by Magic Johnson and other education and community leaders, to sponsor a successful 5K walkathon to address this issue by providing suitable textbooks for the students. Minister Abdul Malik has been at the forefront of promoting peace in the streets among warring gang factions and helped to organize peace summits in Los Angeles. In addition, he has met with over 250 grassroots organizations to devise solutions to help stop the killing of so many innocent people caught in the crossfire of gang rivalry. He has appeared in 4 gang documentaries, 2 of which are Beef One and Made in America. Minister Abdul Malik's heart was heavy from counseling and comforting so many mothers and fathers of young people killed from gang and police violence. As he was driving on the freeway in 2012, he passed a bike club and had a vision of a motorcycle cavalry riding through the inner city streets as a way to help promote peace. This vision gave birth to the United in Peace Foundation, where monthly peace rides take place in troubled areas. He also saw this as a way to join the cycle world with the Black and Brown community. The rides were such a success that lowriders and Corvette clubs joined the rides. Even law enforcement joined the rides. Mr. Muhammad has been recognized worldwide on many occasions for his outstanding community service. He was invited to London, England, to receive the Freedom Medal for helping to restore peace in the streets of Los Angeles, resulting in the lowest crime rate since 1968. And while I read that, Brother Minister, Trump should have contacted you and sent you into the troubled areas as opposed to federalizing the police department. But I don't want to digress. I just want to mention it. Most recently, he was noted and wholly attributed to Minister Muhammad's work that there were no riots or looting in the South Central area of Los Angeles, the area that historically suffered perhaps the most significant damage during similar rioting. The gangs resolved not to destroy their cities in deference to agreements they reached with the minister, resulting in these areas remaining incident-free during all the recent unrest. The Los Angeles Police Department has recognized Minister Abdul Malik's remarkable success in brokering peace with gangs or between gangs, and as a result, he has become the individual they call upon to diffuse highly tenuous situations. Again, I hope President Trump is listening. His advice on handling those situations is a consistent and powerful guide to the police charged with policing these areas. Lastly, but certainly not least, his most recent victory in his work to end gang violence was the announcement of the end of a 20-year war between a black gang, the East Coast Crips, and a Mexican gang, for Florencia 13, stopping in its tracks the continuing loss of countless lives in the dispute. Minister Abdul Malik has a powerful support team in his wife, Malika, Sister Malika, his daughter, Sister Asha, or Asia. I hope I'm not mispronouncing it, Brother Minister.
Aisha.
Aisha, and his son, Khalid. Well, you know, this is wonderful, but the sad reality is because of the narrow thinking of those in authority who have the power and authority to access help that would put an end to the kind of violence that they decry throughout the cities of America, but their narrow thinking and unfortunately bigoted and biased thinking prevents them from reaching out. So the question is whether they want to solve the problem or whether they want to politicize the problem. But I won't go into that. But I want to say this from a personal, really personal feeling and viewpoint. Brother Minister, when we heard that you were suffering some affliction, you know, our prayers went up, constant prayers went up for you, dear brother, not only because we love you as a brother and appreciate you as a brother, but the work that we would have suffered the loss of had something happened to you would have been an incalculable and inestimable loss. So I thank Almighty God, Allah, that He intervened in your and our affair, and you're back with us. And you know, I'm not going to tell your story. I'm going to let you tell it, but I wanted to express my personal sentiment, Brother Minister. So happy to see you and talk to you, hear from you. So at this time, Brother Minister, the microphone is yours. The broadcast is yours. The time is yours. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah.
That's right.
We thank Almighty God, Allah, for coming to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad.
Yes.
We could never thank him for leaving the East and traveling west, as it was prophesied of him to do from the mouth of Jesus, where the scripture says that he was seeking to find a people who was lost.
That's right.
He didn't have to look far.
Come on, beloved.
We are taught that he went to every inhabited part of the earth, all continents, searching for weed.
Come on.
The lost sheep, the rejected stones. And the scripture writes that, and when I find them, I will raise one from among them.
Mm-hmm.
And he would be like Moses.
Yes, sir.
Well, if he was going to be like Moses, then there had to be a people like the children of Israel, locked in bondage, not knowing their name, their language, their culture.
That's right, beloved.
Thank you, Master Fard Muhammad, for raising the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thank you for restoring to him his original mind.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for asking him the questions that woke him up out of a stupor so that he became the first begotten of those who slept.
Teach, minister. Come on. Come on.
He is the risen and exalted Christ. He is the Mahdi, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Thank you, O Master Father Muhammad, that in his absence, he had enough insight and foresight to sit in his seat, one who would become our leader, our teacher, our guide, growing in knowledge in the same wisdom that Master Fard Muhammad gave to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that made him into a God.
Yes, sir.
Now, those of us who have been with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and if we did not have scales over our eyes, we have witnessed
That's right.
a man grow from a divine reminder, a divine leader, to, in fact, the Messiah in our midst today, where the satanic forces of this world hates him. That same force that hated Jesus
That's right.
hates him.
That's
In
right.
fact, if you are a Christian and you have a preacher, you better check him, because Jesus say, if you be my disciples,
Come on, brother minister.
then you will have my enemies.
Yes, sir.
Well, many in the Christian world don't even realize or fail to realize who the enemy of Jesus was and is.
Come on.
It was the Jews, many in the Jewish community, the Sanhedrins,
Yeah.
the Sadducees, the Pharisees. These are different Jewish sects. And this man, Farrakhan, who is the Messiah, and like you, Brother James,
Yes,
he
sir.
is my Lord and Savior.
That's right. Go ahead, beloved. Yes, sir.
I can hear some of you now. Shh, be quiet.
Come on, brother minister.
You can travel all the way to Great Britain, and you can go up into the hierarchy of the Caucasian people, and you have to announce them as Lord this and Lord that.
Talk. Teach, sir.
So if you can call a Caucasian your Lord, I get to have a black one as mine.
That's right. That's right.
Lord only means one whom you give authority and rights over your life to guide you into that which is better.
Teach, beloved. Yes, sir.
I and we are so blessed to be with one of the greatest human beings who have ever lived, the only two that I know that's above him is Master Fard Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
So I greet you, brother and sister Starla, and I'm getting a little worked up already.
Come on, brother minister. Yes,
Tearing
sir.
up as I heard you just reading from the bio. And, you know, I can remember a lot of what I do that is wrong. I can't hardly remember the good.
Yes, sir.
But I know and I can remember my sins. But to hear you read that off, answer some questions to me that the minister said of me during my recent bout for my life.
Yes, sir.
So I greet you and your audience in the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Brother, first I want to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Thank him for his careful guidance. Thank him for his unequal wisdom. Thank him for the heart and mind that he has as he was blessed to pluck many of us out of the sea of sin.
Yes, sir.
He did not expect us to be perfect overnight.
Mm-hmm.
And as we was maturing and maturating and trying out our newfound reality and work, he was able to look past our faults and speak into our needs and nurture us there.
Yes, sir.
I thank him for looking the other way. I thank him for not being a Columbus like many of us coming out of a Negro set of mind. We always look for the worst in our people.
Mm-hmm.
Because we love to stay re-stimulated and we love drama.
Come on, brother minister.
So I thank him for ducking and dodging and not condemning me and just speaking into the God spirit that helped me to stay grounded and rooted, working through my sins to become the type of man that I hope someday to become.
Yes, sir.
I thank Allah for this little budding nation of Islam. It may not look like much to many who look at us,
Come on, brother minister.
to many who want to judge us off of Satan's world. This is his world. And Satan has been fighting the nation of Islam since the 1930s and has vowed
Come on.
to fight us every step of the way. We do not seek grants from them.
That's right.
We don't ask them for money.
That's right.
But we fight with them night and day to establish truth. And so as it's written in the Holy Quran, those who watched Noah warned the people that one day it would rain. But because Noah didn't have the technology of his time to build a beautiful ship.
Come on, brother minister. Bring
The
it
Holy
home.
Quran said the ship that he built was crude.
That's right. That's
And
right.
people laughed at him that he was building a ship on dry land with planks and nails. You may see us meeting in a little place here and a little place there.
Come on, brother minister.
You know, we may not have the big, beautiful cathedrals that your pastor who have linked up with Pharaoh.
Yes, sir.
Pharaoh always made sure his enchanters had it all.
That's right. Come on, brother.
So
Yes.
that when God come, whoever he raised would look like he struggled financially because we put too much emphasis on finances, on having beautiful buildings and cathedral. Let me ask you a question.
Come on, brother minister.
Well, let me say it like this. I would rather get truth under a shade tree in the heat of the day
Come on.
than to be lied to in the most beautiful cathedrals in the world.
Yes, sir.
Because Jesus didn't say a pretty church, a fabulous mosque would set you free.
That's right, brother. Yes, sir. That's right.
He said it would be the truth to set you free because he knew the weapon that he had given to the white man after he was created by a black man called Yaqub. And Yaqub gave to the Caucasian the greatest weapon he has against us, brothers and sisters and people of color, is not his atom bomb. It's not his fighter jets. It's not his bullets and his weapons and his helicopters. It's not his ships that sail the sea.
Yes, sir.
The biggest weapon Yaqub gave to his follower was a lie. He taught them to tell lies. You should realize that by now watching Trump.
That's right. That's right.
Because he knew as long as his lie existed, and if he told those lies among us, it would cause you and I to fight and kill one another while he's getting away with robbery. So I'm so grateful to be in this raggedy nation of Islam, if that's what you want to call it.
Come on.
But we are so armed with truth. Every prophet struggled with his followers in the midst of the great satanic forces. I thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan for setting up the Shura Council of the Nation of Islam,
Yes, sir.
ensuring that when he goes to his father, that the Nation of Islam would continue its work.
Yes, sir.
I thank Allah for those who helped me in the Western region, the regional laborers who helped me. I'm so grateful. But more importantly, to the little believer, you mean so much to me and the work that I do, that none of us would be nothing if you didn't cooperate and help us. So as I heard you reading off all of those accolades, I was like, kept saying, oh Allah, thank you for the believers.
Yes.
Because as you was reading it off, I could not help myself but say, you know, I need to rewrite that and use the soft pronoun, we.
Yes, sir. All praises due to Allah.
I didn't do it alone, it was we.
Well, brothers and sisters in our listening audience, I don't know if that occurrence is from our brothers and or a location or ours. Is that us, Sister Sheila? Our producer is saying, no, it's not from our end. So he's having some difficulty. Hopefully he will be able to correct it. There he is.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. You're back.
Yeah, maybe I'm on my phone and I didn't put it in airplane mode.
Okay.
So I hope it don't happen again.
Inshallah. Sister Sheila, can you bring him up to the screen?
Are we there?
Yes, we see you.
Yeah.
No about it.
Well, I was just saying, I'm so thankful to the believers who trust me and who helped me in all of those accolades that you was reading. I can truly say we did it.
Yes, sir.
So, my dear brother, I just wanted to go right into you and I talked. And I want to thank you, Brother Chad and Sister Stala, and all the members of the Nation of Islam throughout this country and world.
Yes.
Thank you all for your prayers. I could feel it.
All praises due to Allah.
Because the scripture says the prayers of the righteous availeth much.
That's right.
And to know that you had a whole nation and those not in the nation, many across this country who are non-Muslims, praying for your brother. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you on behalf of me and my family, because prayers are strong and they work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So as I was talking to you, brothers and sisters, I hope you all don't mind. I'm going to share with you my journey, what just happened to me, because after going through an experience like that, you don't remain the same.
That's right. That's right.
And I want to share with you what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan shared with me as he told me why that happened and why I had to go through that. But I want to say it in a way that what I want to share with you is not to make nothing of myself, but I want to show you we have a real God.
That's right.
Who is a man.
That's right.
I'm talking about Master Fard Muhammad. I came to know that he is Allah.
That's right, beloved.
And I want to share with you my experience, what came out of it. It was a wonderful thing, very touching, but it was wonderful. I thank Allah for getting me through it, because only he did it. You know, a little history. I'm 67 years old, just turned 67 in the same month that I was hit with this illness.
Yes.
The same month, I was celebrating my 30-year anniversary being in Los Angeles. Brothers and sisters, I do the best I can to stay healthy. In truth, I've never been sick in my life. I mean, a cold here, caught a little COVID there, but rarely have I been sick. The last time I was in the hospital was nearly 45 years ago for a knee surgery when I played football at Morris Brown. But I've never had to be in a hospital overnight since that time. I've had a visit. So this was new to me because I was blessed to work out every day. In fact, 2MGT a year ago came to me and they inspired me to start a walking club, because our goal was to get the mosque as a group to lose 10,000 pounds.
Wow. Yes, sir.
You know, it says in our lessons, the aunt of W.D. Farad Muhammad weighs other than herself. It's not talking about no sisters. It's talking about a group of people,
Yes,
a
sir.
mosque.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Understood.
Rheumatism and all of her joints and can't walk up to the store. The minister said the store is the mosque. So in that inspiration, I started retraining again, working out 6 days a week.
Yes, sir.
I had already lost 30 pounds going into my 30 year being in Los Angeles. I thought I was in great shape. However, I have never been to a doctor to get a checkup. So on the surface, and because I've never been sick, I allowed myself to become proud. And, you know, you should never go 67 years and not have been to a doctor to get a checkup.
That is true, brother minister. Yes, sir.
See?
That is true.
Particularly with a work that we have to do dealing with our people.
That's right.
They'll kill you.
Yes, sir.
Well, the stress of the work could kill you.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to say that, you know, I appear to be in great shape. So on a Saturday, a few weeks ago, it was a Saturday. And I'm going to tell it to you all the same way I told it to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah. Sister Starla and Brother James, I woke up a Saturday morning and I had a bowel movement. And when I finished, there was a little faintness of red. I didn't think it was blood. I thought maybe it was something that I had eaten. So I disregarded it, because that day I had to speak to a group of mothers in Watts. There was an event of walking and then having a speech to those who have lost their children to gang violence.
Yes, sir.
Well, after that event, I came back home and I felt another movement, bowel movement coming on. And this time, there was more blood. Now I know it's blood. I didn't say anything to my wife. So I pulled out all my paperwork to see who my doctor was. And I said to myself, I'm going to go on Monday. Now it's Saturday. I said, I'm going to go Monday to see the doctor to check out why, because I'm feeling great, but I'm bleeding now. So I put it off. I found out who my doctor was. Okay, I'm going to call him Monday. A few hours later, after I took my grandson for a walk, a few hours later, I come back home and I feel like I have diarrhea. I go to the restroom, and now the blood is coming out like the Niagara Falls.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm alarmed. I call my wife.
Yes, sir.
And when my wife came in, she screamed, oh, you got to go to the hospital right now. Just like a silly man. I rejected it. I said, oh, no, I'm not going to no doctor. No, I ain't going to no hospital, not right now. I said, I'm going to wait till Monday. She said, you crazy? No, we got to go right now.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I'm not going. I'll wait. I said, baby, I feel great. She said, do you see that?
Come on, brother
My
minister.
daughter comes in and they double team me. I mean, MGT me.
That's
I
right.
mean, look, they were on me so hard, I had to have another movement.
Yes, sir.
And the blood came out
Wow.
profusely, brother.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
And so I said, okay. I said, let's go to urgent care. For some reason, I didn't want to go to the emergency room. So we go to a hospital in our community, ML King Medical Hospital. We go to urgent care. I drove myself and my wife. We go to urgent care, and when I get to the nurse, I told her my symptoms. Once she heard what my symptoms were, I'm filling out an affidavit paperwork, and she's making a phone call.
Mm.
She hangs up from the call and look at me with a stern look, and she said, sir, you can stop that. You need to go straight to the emergency room right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm panicking a little bit. My wife and I are walking because urgent care is right next to the hospital. So we walk out of that building, going
Right
into,
next to the hospital.
going into, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother minister.
Yes, sir.
There's a tent outside of the hospital that you have to go through for security. Once my wife and I make it through security, we are about 15 yards from entering into the emergency area. But I grabbed my wife and I said, I'm not going to make it. I said, I feel like I'm passing out. And the last thing I remember saying is Allahu Akbar.
Mm.
And when I woke up, or when I regained consciousness, I was being wheeled in a room, lights everywhere, and my clothes are being cut off of me, blood everywhere. And I'm waking up out of this stupor, calling on Allah, but I'm fighting. And I'm like, where's my wife? And I could hear her voice, baby, I'm right here. Calm down.
Mm.
You okay? I said, what happened? She said, you passed out and your heart stopped and they had to resuscitate you. I said, what? She said, yeah, your heart stopped. The doctor came and he said, "Sir, I want you to know you are very lucky or blessed." He said, "There's two reasons why you still here, possibly." He said, "You lost so much blood, you had no oxygen going to your brain."
Mm.
He said, "If
Mm.
you would have passed out at home and we would have had to send an ambulance for you, you would have probably had either serious brain damage or went into cardiac arrest." He said, "But you passed out right here and we were able to get to you fast."
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir.
He said, "Do you work out?" He said, I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Well, for 60 to be 67 years old, sir, your heart is in such good shape, it beats like that of a 35-year-old athlete."
Allahu Akbar.
It didn't take us long. It took us less than a minute to
Mm.
bring you back.
Wow.
Mm.
He said, "Those two things saved you." I said, "Well, don't leave out God."
That's right. Come on,
He
brother.
said, "Well, I didn't want to impose. I don't know anyone's belief."
That's right.
And so he said, "You are bleeding and we don't know why. We don't know why. We can't stop it."
Mm.
So they said, "We're going to have to monitor you and we're going to have to do a CAT scan or a C scan." Yeah. So now I'm sitting and I'm calling on Allah.
Come on, brother minister.
And I'm remembering the minister said, "Don't just say Allah, call his name, Master
Yes, sir.
Father Muhammad."
Yes, sir.
And I remember, my wife can bear me witness, I said, "Master Father Muhammad, whatever your will is, I accept it. If this is it for me, thank you for allowing me to help your minister, the Messiah." I said, "But Allah, Master Father Muhammad, I desire to live. And if you allow me to get through this, I promise you, I would work smarter and harder to help the Messiah, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan." I said,
Yes, sir.
"But if it's not, there's no straightness in my heart.
Come on, brother minister.
I belong to you,
Yes, sir.
and you can do to me as you will." And so now they're putting all kind of antibodies in me to get the bleeding to stop or to slow it down. But now the word has gone out. And brother, the community, first the members of the nation, the regional laborers activated the believers so beautiful, man. They had that hospital on lockdown.
Yes, sir.
The Black
I know
nurses
that's right.
who realized who I was at the time, brother, they went into action. I mean, blew me away on how they treated me and my family. So now I'm bleeding. So they're saying to me, "Minister, have you ever had colonoscopy?" Sir, I said, "No." So, "Okay, we're going to have to do a colonoscopy on you so that we can find out, because you're bleeding in your stomach." And I said, "Okay, fine. But before you do the colonoscopy, you have to take this laxative to get everything out of the colon."
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm taking this laxative and bleeding at the same time. And so while I'm in the hospital, luckily I'm in the hospital, as I stood up, to relieve myself, I passed out again. And they had to rush in and stop the bleeding and stop me from going into cardiac arrest. So now I can't get out the bed anymore. I had to relieve myself if I had to in bed. So I'm just calling on Master Fard Muhammad. Here's the beautiful part. As I'm calling on Allah, the next morning, they're taking me in to do the CT scan. And once they did the CT scan, they found out that through the CT scan, they said, you know, it looks like you have what is called diverticulitis. It's very common in a lot of people in the Western culture. And it's very common among Black people, men in particularly.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And so they didn't know for sure what they were guessing, but they had to go in with a camera to see. Well, right as they're bringing me out, now Allah is showing me signs. So as I'm coming out of the CAT scan, I hear a Black voice saying, Brother Muhammad. And I look up and it's a Black doctor. He said, brother, what's wrong? He said, I've been following you for nearly 25 years. He said, you don't know me, but I know you. And then he showed me a cup with Omega Psi Phi on it. The fraternity that I belong to. He said, I pledged at Morehouse, but I pledged at knew you pledged at Morris Brown. You were very inspirational in me joining the fraternity. I said, oh, Allah, look at this. And he said, what's wrong? He pulled my chart and he saw that I had been diagnosed with diverticulitis. He said, brother, I'm the surgeon that do the surgery on this kind of ailment.
Allahu Akbar. Yes,
he
sir.
said, but you don't want to see me. I'm hoping you're not in such bad shape where I have to do a surgery.
Yes, sir.
So he followed the nurses that was pushing me back to the room. And he sat with my wife and I, and he said, I'm going to make sure you get the best care, brother. And I'm going to bring some of the top surgeons and specialists in to look at your situation before we even attempt to do a surgery. He said, you're going to be okay. Then he asked me, he said, brother, you ever had a colonoscopy? I said, no, sir. He said, oh, minister, you should have had this at 40 years old.
Yes, sir.
It's when you should have your first colonoscopy because, brother, the colon or the intestines have no sensory nerves. Meaning that if something is wrong, it's not like your skin. If you get pinched, you can feel it. It don't have a feeling there until sometimes it's too late. But when you have diverticulitis, three things happen. You are nauseous, you're in very excruciating pain, and you bleed out. Well, I didn't have two of the symptoms. I wasn't nauseous, and I had no pain.
Right.
So he said, well, we're going to do a colonoscopy in the morning. The specialist is coming. Now it's the next day. The word is out. And before I'm going into this little procedure, surgical procedure, there's a regional call of all of the believers on a Zoom call with me and my wife while I'm in the hospital.
Yes, sir.
Brother James and Sister Starla, this prayer from the believers in the region was so powerful.
Allahu Akbar.
And their prayer. And in that prayer, after it ended, 5 minutes later, Another sign from Allah. I'm telling it to you all like I told the Messiah. And when I told it to the Messiah, I'll get to that.
Yes, sir.
After the prayer, a nurse approaches me because now I'm being prepped for the surgical procedure. She walks up to me and she said, Mr. Muhammad, I will be the nurse assisting the doctor with you. My name is Geraldine Grace. I shouted, Allahu Akbar. The woman kind of shook. She said, and she was an Asian sister.
Yes, sir.
She said, are you okay? I said, am I okay? I said, ma'am, your name is Grace? She said, yes, that's my last name, Grace. I said, well, that's a sign from my God
Come on, brother.
that I'm going to be okay.
Yes, sir.
She said, well, that's the proper attitude a patient should have.
Yes, sir, brother minister. That's
I
beautiful.
said, wow. I said, and you're Asian? She said, yeah, I'm from Southeast Asia. I said, with the name Geraldine? And we laughed about it. But I felt confident that after a prayer, Grace walks up to me.
Yes, sir.
And so after the surgery was over and I was regaining consciousness, she said, sir, I want you to know you are right. We found the problem. And we clipped where you were bleeding. And we have now stopped the bleeding. You
Allahu
do have diverticulosis. And she said, we also did a biopsy on everything. There is no cancer.
Allahu Akbar, brother.
Praise Allah.
All praises due to Allah.
She said, but your colon is inflamed in a lot of areas. And so we're going to take you back downstairs and watch you for the next few days. So they take me back downstairs. So when I go back downstairs, I go back into the room now, and they got blood transfusion going on. I had 12 blood transfusions, which is almost like all my blood that I have is new because all of it was gone.
Allahu
basically.
Akbar. Yes, sir.
So when I go back downstairs, my wife and I, the doctor's telling her how great the colonoscopy went. She's screaming Allahu Akbar. The believers that was in the room was happy. So a nurse walked in and she said, Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to be your nurse for the day. My name is Angel. I looked at my wife because I just told my wife that the nurse upstairs' name was Grace.
Yes, sir.
And I'm telling this
Allahu
to the
Akbar.
minister.
Yes,
and
sir.
I could hear the minister saying, thank you, Allah, as I'm telling him this.
Yes, sir.
And then, brother and sister, as Allah is my witness, after she left the room, another nurse came in to draw my blood. It was a male, Latino. And he said, sir, I'm here as a nurse to draw your blood. My name is Gabriel. Now me and my wife is crying. So, oh Allah, Master Muhammad, you showing out.
That's right. Yeah. Allahu Akbar.
So he draws my blood. And after he drew my blood, a doctor came back and he said, Mr. Muhammad, he said, you got high, your cholesterol level is high. He said, but you have almost no iron. Wow. He said, your iron level was so low, you had to be operating off of sure will. So they had to transfuse iron in me. while they're transfusing the blood. And my oxygen level was still like at 3 or 4, and they needed it to get up to 9.
Mm.
The best level is up around 15. So a couple of days, it got up to 9. So the doctor say, Mr. Muhammad, we're going to release you. They released me on the 4th of July.
Mm, mm, mm.
He said, but Mr. Muhammad, you have to
Praise
be
the
real careful. He said, because your colon is so flared up, he said, you're going to still see some blood in your stool. That's normal. But if you feel faint, like you're about to pass out, that is not good.
Mm.
So I get released. I'm home. It's on the 4th of July, Friday. I still see a little blood. The next day is Saturday.
Yes, sir.
My wife and I were watching TV that evening, and we were retiring to go to bed. And when I walked in my bedroom, Brother James and Sister Starla, the room started spinning. Blood everywhere.
Mm.
I lose consciousness. And
Take your time, Brother Minister.
when I regained consciousness, it was my wife. She was pounding my chest, and I could hear her saying, "Come back to me, baby. Come back to me." And
Yes.
I regained consciousness. When I regained consciousness, I heard her talking on the phone, and she was applying CPR. And then she said, "Baby, don't go to sleep. Say Al-Fatiha." I'm trying to say Al-Fatiha, but I could feel myself passing out. And she's constantly, I could hear the paramedics and my son instructing her while they're on the way.
Yes.
Man. And I'm calling on Allah. And then she said, count to 10. And she's pounding my chest. And my daughter is assisting her. I'm counting to 10 forward. And then she made me count backwards. And by that time, the paramedics got there and they took over. And I'm bleeding and defecating everywhere. And they put me on this gurney. And when I get into the ambulance, the paramedic says to me, "Man, your wife saved your life."
Allahu
I,
Akbar.
I said, "What?" He said, "Your wife did such a great job. She kept your heart beating."
Mm. All praises due to Allah, sir.
And
Yes.
now I'm
Yes,
at
sir.
it again. I'm headed back to the hospital.
Mm.
When I got to the hospital, the black nurses who was helping me, they were waiting because they heard I was coming back because I lost more blood. And when I get to the hospital, these black nurses, man, they took me into this room and hooked me up to all of this equipment to make sure I was getting the proper care. And they rolled me into this room.
Yes, sir.
I was in a room with an older white gentleman who was in bad shape. And one of the black nurses came in and said, "Oh, no." She was arguing with another Asian nurse that, "Do y'all know who this is?" "No, he has to be in a room by himself." I'm trying to get the sister to calm down because I didn't want no problems.
Yes, sir.
And she said, "No, brother, we got this." 15 minutes later, she and a couple of nurses came and took me out of the room like they was kidnapping me and took me into another room
Mm-hmm.
by myself. And they said, now your family and your community can come and go as they please." You're going to be all right, Minister Muhammad. We're going to take care of you. Because many people was worried that I went to this black hospital, that they wouldn't do a great job.
Come on, brother.
But I went there purposely. I didn't want to go to Kaiser in Hollywood. And brother, my wife holding my hand, we calling on Allah.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir.
I'm a little worried. I have to be honest now. I'm worried because I'm back and it won't stop bleeding. It's erupted again. Beautiful nurse comes in and she said, Mr. Muhammad, I'm going to be your nurse for tonight. My name is Hope.
Look at that, brother.
Brother, the nervousness, the fear left me just like that. And she heard me and my wife say, Allahu Akbar. She said, I could tell that means something good.
Yes, sir.
She said, I like to make my patients feel good. She said, sir, you are going to be all right. We got you. I said, no, sis. Allah got you and me.
Yes, sir.
But I'm glad it's you.
That's right.
So the doctor comes in and said, Mr. Muhammad, we're going to have to do another colonoscopy. You are bleeding and it's uncontrollable right now. So we're giving you more blood. So they pumping blood and antibodies in me to slow down the bleeding while blood is coming in.
Yes, sir, brother minister.
Now it's late at night. I'm going in to have this procedure that next morning. And I wake up in the middle of the night, as God is my witness. I don't know why I was crying, tears running down my face. And when I woke up, I'm like, what's wrong? My son was there because he made sure he stayed with me every night. And I'm saying to myself, what's wrong? And then a thought came to me that something was wrong with Minister Farrakhan, the Messiah. But it's 3 a.m. and I needed to talk to him. But I know I couldn't call at that time in the morning. And so I remember a thought came to me, Brother James and Sister Starla, when the minister said to a group of us, his ministers, he said, if you ever had the desire that you needed to talk to me and you couldn't, meditate on me.
Yes, sir.
And if that don't suffice, listen to my tapes.
Yes, sir.
Then when he did his album, when he finished his album in LA, I was there in the recording studio. And I remember he said, this music that I'm doing when I'm gone, when I go back to my Father, this music is going to comfort you all while I'm gone.
Yes, sir.
Now I pick up my phone and I put on my earphones and I turn to Final Call Radio.
Yes, sir.
And brother, when I turned on that radio, the minister's violin concerto, Bach double, was playing. It's 6 minutes long. But I'm crying. I couldn't stop crying. Then all of a sudden, my body started trembling. And I started getting very hot. And I tried to hit the emergency button, but I couldn't. I couldn't move. So I tried to relax as I'm listening to the minister play the violin concerto Bach. And the music started calming me down. And I remember the minister saying, brother, this violin in the hands of the right person, the vibration of it,
come on,
can heal.
Yes, sir.
It can reinvigorate your organs. And I'm just crying. And all of a sudden, I stopped shaking.
Yes,
I
sir.
stopped sweating. The heat left. And I became very calm, man, as if Allah was present with me. And all I could do is start thanking Allah, Master Fard Muhammad. And I start praying for the minister because I felt something was wrong with him.
Yes, sir.
Now when I went back to sleep, and when I woke up, I reached out for Sister Amina, the minister's assistant. And I said, Sister, I really need to speak with the minister. She texts me back, he can't talk, brother. He's not feeling well.
Mm.
I said, oh, Allah, thank you. Because what I was feeling, it was real. Something was wrong. She said, he wants to know, can he call you tomorrow at the same time? I said, Sister, he don't have to call me at all. I'm praying for him. So they come and they get me and they take me to do the C scan. After the C scan, the doctor said, bro, we don't know what happened. You stopped bleeding.
Mm. Oh,
I
praise.
called on Allah and said, Master Father Muhammad is
Yes, sir.
listening to the ministers. Did you do this? I said, thank you, Master Father Muhammad. So they took me back in and did another colonoscopy. And they found what was bleeding and they clamped it.
Yes, sir.
When they took me back to my room, brother, the doctor who did it, I'm talking to you all like I talked to the Messiah.
Yes, sir.
I said, brother minister, my wife and I have been seeing this doctor, and my wife was curious because we didn't know if he was Jewish or Arab. So we kind of wanted to stay away from who he really was.
Yes, sir.
So my wife asked him, she said, Doc, what is your name? He said, my name is Allah Hush.
Mm.
We fell out. He said, I'm from Syria. And man, I'm like tripping. I'm like saying Allahu Akbar. He's saying it too.
Yes, sir. Come on, brother minister.
Then he
Yes,
started
sir.
saying, brother, I didn't want to make on to it, but it's an honor to be helping you. Do you realize you are loved in the Islamic world?
Mm.
I'm tripping. I'm like, me?
Mm.
He said, yeah, you are loved in Syria. You are loved in the Islamic world. He said, I was knowing that I was taking care of you. I was listening yesterday to your interview. I said, really? I said, you're talking about the one I did with Nick Cannon? He said, no, the one 60 Minutes, Mike Wallace. I said, oh, that's not me.
Yes,
I
sir.
said, that's my leader. That's Minister Farrakhan,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I didn't do an interview with Mike Wallace. He said, oh, no, that's you. I said, sir, no, sir. I'm sorry. That's my leader. That's the man I follow. He said, well, wow, you act like him.
Yes,
I
sir.
said, well, thank you. He said, but it's an honor anyway. And man, me and my wife, I'm telling y'all like the minister, I'm crying.
Allahu Akbar.
And the minister said these words. He said, now, brother, can I tell you why I hadn't called you back for 2 weeks? I said, yes, sir. He said, I didn't call you because I wanted Allah to give me what to say to you.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, what? That blew me away. My wife and I listening because he allowed her to be right there with me while he's talking.
Come on, brother minister. Come on.
He said, let me tell you what Allah, Master Father Muhammad gave me to give to you, brother, and why you had to go through what you just went through. May I go through my notes?
Come on, brother minister.
He said, this call happened on August the 2nd. He said, brother, we are being watched, not only by the enemy, but we are being watched by Allah and his angels.
Come on, bro. Wow.
He said, everywhere there is a mosque or study group, his angels are there, watching over the believers. He said, brother, when a believer is ill and I hear about it, he said, I pray to Allah to make everyone who works on the believers his angels of care.
Mm-hmm. Boy, oh boy. Allahu Akbar.
He
Yeah.
said, brother, nearly 30 years ago, when I went through my 14-hour surgery, the first person that came to my room was a nurse, and her name was Grace, just like your nurse.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I realized, like you at that time, I would be all right. And I was. He said, only Allah can protect us from death that surrounds us.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
He said, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told me that I was the first trumpet. And when the first trumpet ended, the second trumpet will sound. And that trumpet is the will. And that means death.
Yes, sir.
He said, look at what is happening since I've stopped talking. Everywhere on the earth is unusual rain, unusual storms, unusual volcanic activity.
Come on.
And it was even an earthquake that hit New York, brother. Allah and his angels is at work.
Yes, sir. He
He said death is everywhere, and it's a preliminary to the war that's coming. He
Yes.
said death is not only surrounding the enemy, but we too in the nation of Islam.
Wow. Yes, sir.
He said, brother, Abdul Malik, Allah told me to tell you, he approves of you.
Mm-hmm.
And he is with you.
Wow.
He wants to save you because you have more work to do.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir.
He said,
Yes, sir.
the work that you've been doing, though great and productive, is only qualifying us to be the laborers for which he is making new, so that you will be ready for the next level of our work.
Yes, sir.
He said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him that if he remained faithful to him, he will reveal the new teachings through the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He said the Savior gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad a new book written in Arabic by the Savior, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad couldn't read it.
Come on, brother minister.
But when he brings them back to himself, he would study and learn Arabic so that he could read it. He said, brother, we have to be qualified in that which he makes new.
Yes, sir.
He said, speaking of himself, he said, I had to go through a purification to prepare me for the work that I have been doing for over 40 years now. He said, brother, you are in that work. He said, we came after you in Atlanta when you were being mistreated.
Yes, sir.
He said, I'm talking about we, myself and the two who backs me. You came into the labor a giant, brother. And as you began to take on the road that Allah started you in, he said, things happen. Yeah, you went through your ups and your downs. He said, I watched you go through A. I watched you go through B and C, but you kept going, brother. And now you've been all the way to Z, death's door twice. Now he sends angels after you.
Yes, sir.
As he sent angels after me. Excuse me.
Come on, brother minister. Take your time, sir.
Man, this
Take
is
your
the first time I've spoke since I've been ill, and y'all gotta. I'm still. I'm still going through it, but
Yes, sir.
he
Yes, sir.
said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to him that if Allah can't save me, that is a sign that he can't save you. Minister Farrakhan said to me, brother, when I came to know that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was alive, I knew then that Allah saved him. Now I'm coming back to you, dear brother. You know who saved you. It was not the doctors.
Come on.
But look at what happened there. He sent you a nurse, Grace. Then there was another nurse, Angel. Then another nurse, Gabriel. And then another nurse, Hope. And then gave you a Muslim doctor. That was to let you know that you are going to be all right and you was in the right place with your faith.
Yes, sir.
He said, brother, don't ever neglect your faith.
Come on, brother.
Hold on to it tight.
Yes, sir.
Because Master Fard Muhammad is Allah and he loves you.
Allahu
He
Akbar.
did,
Yes,
he
sir.
did by you what he did by me. Then he said, I want you to know I'm so happy he saved you. Remember, it wasn't the doctors who came. It was him who delivered you. He said, you know why, brother? Because he knows, brother, that underneath whatever, you are a good man. A man that has helped me in this cause.
Yes, sir.
He said, yeah, brother, we all make mistakes. Brother, we all stumble. Many of you, you focus too much on your failures and your sins.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry about that. Stay in the process. He said, as long as you stay in the process and do good, he loves those who he sees the good in, and so he saves them.
Allahu Akbar. Yes, sir.
This is for all the believers, brother. He said the Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought him to the wheel in 1985. After he had declared to the world that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was physically alive so that he, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, could prove to him that he was alive. He said, then the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him that President Reagan was what President Reagan was planning. He said, but it was bigger than Reagan. It runs all the way up to President Trump.
Yes, sir.
Every one of them has been fighting a war against Muslims. He said, but the ultimate war and focus is the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir.
Wow. He said, this is why, brother, the Nation of Islam is being purified. He said, Brother Malik, you had to go through the same thing I had to, so that you would come to know, not believe anymore, but you and every believer is going to have to come to know that Master Fard Muhammad is God.
That's right. That's right.
He said it was Master Farad Muhammad who delivered you. He did not only deliver you, he wanted you to know he washed your heart. So when the doctors told you how strong your heart was, and your beloved wife was giving you CPR, and you came back strong, he said, when I went through my 14-hour surgery, the doctor came out to my family and those who was waiting in the waiting room and said, after that long surgery, he let them know that my heart was beating like that of a racehorse. because we will need the strength of the heart to go through that which is at our door.
Yes, sir.
He said, brother, Allah interfered with death and brought you back to life.
Yes, sir.
He has made you into a new Abdul Malik.
Mm-hmm.
Then the minister starts singing the song, Oh, Happy Day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He kept singing it, Oh, happy day, when Allah washed your sins away. He said, and it's a happy day for me, brother.
Yes, sir, Brother Minister. Mm. Mm.
He said, brother, a few months ago, I had to undergo, Minister Farrakhan talking. He said, I had to undergo an operation on my heart. There was a calcium buildup. He said, when I was on that operating table, I was not completely asleep. So when they injected into my veins the medicine to break up the calcium deposit, it sounded like a jackhammer breaking up concrete.
Mm-hmm.
He said, Allah destroyed what was in his heart, and that was a sign of the believers who are hard-hearted, stiff-necked, and rebellious.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Brother Minister.
He said, brother,
Yes.
we can't allow our hearts to harden toward the believers and those we are sent to save. He said, if you're in leadership, we must be patient with those who give us a hard time.
Yes, sir.
He said, Allah wants to give us a heart of flesh, not a heart of stone.
Yes, sir.
If we can't love and be patient with those we are to save, we will not make it. He says, so when the calcium was breaking up, oh man.
Take
He
your
said, when
time.
the calcium was breaking up, I cried a long time because I knew Allah was working on me.
Yes, sir.
He said, it reminds me of a story that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's favorite brother came to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and told him about a dream he had about the messenger. That there was a spot on the heart of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Allah removed it.
Yes, sir.
And when Allah removed that light, when Allah removed the spot, a light came out of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's heart and was shining all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
He said, brother, you know what that means? That's a meaning that his work is universal. Yes, it started with Black people, but now it has to go to everybody.
Yes, sir.
He said, now you've been studying with Scientology and you've learned something, brother. Now, Master Fard Muhammad will be calling on you to use what you have learned.
Teach,
Not
Minister.
so much in that, though.
Come on, Brother Minister.
But take what you have learned to re-examine the teachings. Because the teachings has to be given in a universality. And a universal message has to come. Because what he brought is now to get to the whole world.
Yes, sir.
He said, your experience was necessary for you. Maybe you had to be set free before Allah gives you the house you and the believers deserve in LA.
Come on, Brother Minister.
He said, brother, you'll never be the same. Stop running from your destiny.
Yes, sir.
He said, I've matched what you've been through to what I have been through. He said, I started and stood back up in Los Angeles, but I returned to Chicago. When I returned to Allah, I know that Master Fard Muhammad, the same Allah who saved the Honorable Elijah Muhammad,
Come on. Yes, sir.
is the same Allah that saved you. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said he knows he is about to go through death to get back to the will. Listen to what I said. He's going to go through death.
Yes, sir.
To get back to the will. But Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, is going to save him.
Yes, sir.
He told me that Allah, brother, is keeping me alive for his purpose, because he knows you are a good man. He knows you want what's best for the believers and our people. So he's cleansing you, brother. He's cleansing your heart so that you can rise to the heights that Scientologists see in you, but he, Master Fard Muhammad, see it too.
Yes, sir.
He said, I know it's not in that. See, I know it's not in that. That will help you.
Yes, sir.
But it is what he taught. Now you got to go back to what you was given as a baby in Islam and study it with the seriousness of mind to go deeper into the meaning of the supreme wisdom.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He said, you are being prepared like many for the next 10,000 year cycle of the 25,000 year cycle of time.
Wow.
We've only went through 15,000 year history that we know of, but there is 10,000 more years to this 25,000 year cycle. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad got the new book in his hands, brother. So if I'm faithful, Minister Farrakhan is talking, he said he will reveal the new teachings through me. Now you go back and nurse on what you were given when you were a baby in Islam, because now Allah is going to feed you. You will make an impact on that next 10,000 year cycle. I prayed for you, and I prayed for the believers in LA and the Western region. There are two places, brother, that I want to visit before I return to my Father.
Come on, beloved.
Two cities, Atlanta and Los Angeles. He said, ask Allah to give you deeper understanding as you study, because he's going to show you something deeper. Pray that he gives you a deeper understanding, and we now will be watching you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
May Allah bless you, brother, and keep you. These are my notes, brother. I can't say that they're 100% correct, because I had to kind of remember them verbatim.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just so touched by this, because when the minister gave me my name after Nipsey Hussle was murdered and we stopped, a riot, or we stopped the gangs from going crazy because of a lot of misinformation that was out about his death, and Allah blessed us to do such a good job, it touched the minister. And he flew, the family wanted him, and the community wanted to hear from the minister, and he came out to help eulogize Nipsey Hussle. And the minister was in such tears, and I remember at that time, he said to me, and he called all the national laborers and all of the ministers around his table, and he said these words. He said, listen, I'm about to tell you all something. He said, what got Nipsey Hussle murdered? Because he was killed by members of his own gang. He said it was envy that got him killed. He said that level of envy is now inside the nation.
Yes, sir.
Then he said, I'm going to say something about my brother. And I don't want you all to have no problems. And he looking at me and he said, brother, I want you to know with what you did and how beautiful the MGT was and the spirit that was coming out of the believers when I watched you all memorialize Nipsey Hussle. I could tell Christ was being formed in the people. He said, brother, you don't have no sins.
Come on, brother. Allahu Akbar.
I'm like, what? I'm sitting there with crazy thoughts as he's telling me that.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Brother Arif, the national attorney, kicking me under the table and said, brother, do you know what that means? I'm like, nope. And then he started giving all the ministers their names. And he looked at me, he said, I can't give you a name, brother. Allah is going to have to give me a name for you, which when he said to me, he couldn't talk to me after I got healed until Allah gave him what to say to me.
Yes, sir.
And now he's saying, I can't give you a name. And 2 days later, we're listening to his music with some top people in Hollywood. He stopped his music and he said, brother, Allah just dropped your name in my head. You are now to wear the name Abdul. He said what Abdul meant. Malik. He said, not so much Malik the king. No, brother. The Malik that's in the prayer. Like Malik Yawmiddin, the one who used the law of recompense to settle differences. You've been doing that all your life.
Yes, sir. Wow.
He said, and he also wants you to wear the name Sayyid. Now, you look that up. I looked up the name. It scared the crap out of me. He said, what does it mean, brother? Because he had me to look it up, so I didn't think the minister knew what it means. So I gave him the second definition. I said, well, brother minister, it says the one in whom the people find trust. He said, why are you giving me the weak meaning, brother? No, it's Lord. One who has earned and been given the sovereign right over a territory and people. You're running. He said, you'll grow into it at some time. And he got off of it. And so we come to this moment, brother, that Allah gave me 5 or 6 signs, he said, that he showed you he was with you, brother. And the hospital, the top officials of the hospital came to my room. And they said, Brother Muhammad, why did you decide to come to Martin Luther King, a black and brown hospital right in the ghetto of Compton? A man of your stature could have went to Cedar Sinai, the Kaiser. Why did you come to us? I said, because Allah put it in my spirit to come here. I said, 2 reasons. I said, are you telling me you're not a good hospital? She said, no, we're one of the best, but our people don't believe we are the best, so they run to white people. We are the 19th ranked hospital when it comes to emergency care. I said, good God Almighty.
Yes, sir.
I said, see, so you asking me what? She said, no. She said, it's just a man of your stature. We're honored.
Come on, brother minister.
I said, well, I'm honored. I said, because your nurses and the way I've been treated here, this feels like a hospital, a Muslim hospital.
Yes, sir.
Then the woman lets me know that she knew my children because my children knew her nephews. And that she too had been watching me for years and been wanting to meet me. Then I said to her, the second reason why I came here is because I'm one of the top 10, according to the Jews in the Anti-Defamation League. I'm one of the top 10 anti-Semites within the Nation of Islam. So I couldn't trust my life into
Yes.
the hands of Jewish doctors. And she said, well, will you write us a letter of accommodation? And I said, of course. And I wrote a beautiful letter. And she thanked me. All the nurses thanked me, brother. And
Praise Allah.
I got out of the hospital and I'm totally healed. I still have, you don't lose the diverticulosis, but I haven't bled. I'm 100%. I'll be speaking for the first time on the rostrum tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
This
Allah.
is my first public address to
Yes.
many
Praise be
through
to
your
Allah.
show.
All praise is due to Allah, sir. Thank you.
And I've
Thank
been
you.
studying.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God, all the messengers books, but I haven't even got out of the first 5 chapters of Message to the Black Man.
Yes, sir.
Because I read those first 5 over and over again, and now I'm taking every paragraph, and I'm now writing a dissertation on every paragraph on what I'm getting out of the study.
Yes, sir.
And it's blowing my mind. I'm reading Closing the Gap.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm reading and Closing the Gap where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and Brother Jabril talking about how this teaching makes a new mind.
Yes, sir.
I'm like, wow, man. I mean, it's almost like reading Message to the Black Man in the Messenger book is like light is popping up out of the page.
Yes, sir.
So I'm very humble, brother. And I hope I didn't come across like I'm trying to make myself more than what I am.
By no means, brother minister. By
But
no
here's what I do know. When I was in the hospital, the minister's daughter, Sister Fatima, she's a nurse, and the minister made sure she checked up on me. She called me and she said something that hit me so beautifully, brother. She said, brother, my family, my father, and all of us, we've been praying for you, brother. She said, may I tell you something? I said, sister, of course. After she made sure everything was right and told my wife, oh, they're doing the right thing. He's getting the best care there. She said, brother, I want you to know, please don't take this in the wrong spirit. She said, it's not fair that you don't go to the doctor. You have to go to the doctor, brother.
Yes, sir.
She said, most of the people in the nation who's been dying don't have to. Particularly the FOI. Y'all don't go to the doctor.
Yes, sir.
She said, brother, if you don't think about yourself, think about it ain't fair that your family lose you before time.
Yes, sir.
It's not fair, brother, that the mosque, the believers lose you, and the community that you've been serving in LA. It ain't fair. This could have been caught. And when she was saying that, the prayer, I have been greatly unjust to myself, was in my mind.
Come on, brother minister. Yes.
And I said, Brother James and Sister Starla, I don't care how good you think you feel. We got to stop being spooky about doctors, because if you believe in Master Father Muhammad, don't worry about the doctor. He got you.
That's right. That's right.
I never knew my blood work. I never knew my cholesterol level. I never knew my iron level. I didn't know. I should have been getting blood tests, because the blood test is like, you know, the instrument in your car. It lets you know what's wrong with your operating vehicle.
Yes, sir, brother minister.
She said to me, brother, what kind of car you drive? I said, I drive a Mercedes-Benz, and I got caught what she was doing.
Yes, sir.
She said, when last time you had a tune-up? And I had just had one. I make sure that car. She said, who makes Mercedes? I said, our enemy. Who makes the body? Who created the body out of black mud, fashioned into shape?
Come on.
Allah. And he gave you that as your mode of transportation. But I ask you, how have you been taking care of that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, because you didn't feel sick? You should always go to the doctor regularly, brother, so
Yes,
that you can
sir.
stay healthy and help fight this enemy with my father.
Yes, sir.
I said, sister, thank you. You have woke up my consciousness that's never happened to me.
Absolutely.
I'm an advocate now for the FOI men, black men everywhere. And one of my roles is to make sure all brothers are going to the doctor.
Yes, sir.
So now when I go to the mosque, I don't set brothers up to lie anymore. Or sisters by saying, how you doing? How you feel? And they fine. So we say the repeated,
Yes, sir. Yes,
fine,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
No, now when I greet a believer, I said, how is your health? And even if they say fine, I said, how do you know? Then I say, what's your cholesterol level? What is the oxygen level in your
Mm.
blood? What is your iron level? Then they start looking perplexed. I said, I'm saying this because I love you. I don't want you to tell me, when the last time you've been to the doctor? And do you know, brother, that in my mosque in LA, many of the FOI now are going to get their colonoscopies done.
Allahu Akbar. Yes,
Many
sir.
members in the community are going to get their colonoscopy done. We got to make sure that this body, because if you in the devil's army, the first thing he gives you is a physical to make sure you fit to fight.
That's right.
And if war is at our door and the white man's world is coming down and they're angry because truth is tearing it up,
Yes, sir.
then they're going to come at us, brother James and sister Starla.
Yes,
What
sir.
is your health? With a Closing the Gap podcast, make sure
Yes, sir.
you're strong and healthy,
Yes, sir.
that this will never shut down, while at the same time training those behind you.
Yes, sir.
Just like in that movie that Denzel was in, I forget the name, when they was beating him and he was crying. Y'all remember that military movie?
Oh, yes, sir.
And what was the name of that movie Denzel was in years
I
ago?
know what you're talking about, Brother Minister, but I can't
And
recall.
he was a slave and they was
I think it was
fighting with
Glory.
Glory.
Yes, sir.
And in that movie, he really wasn't fighting to uphold white folk because he hated them. He was
Glory.
fighting to
That's
kill
right.
white folks. But the cause of what he was fighting for got into him in the end when that officer said, if this man who's carrying the flag, if he falls, who will pick up the flag?
Mm-hmm.
And when that dude fell, it was Denzel that picked up the flag.
Yes.
So if Brother James and Sister Starla, who have set up the flag of Islam through Closing the Gap, if they fall, who gonna pick it up?
Come on, Brother Minister. Yes, sir.
If I fall, who have I trained
Yes,
to
sir.
uphold the flag in the West, man?
Yes, sir.
So I'm happy, man, to be alive and to be on your show.
Yes,
And
sir.
thank you both for allowing me to tell this story. I'm sorry it took so long.
That's fine, Brother Minister. And if I may, at this juncture, we
No, sir.
definitely
Praise be to Allah.
need to close so that this would be no longer than 2 hours, so we can archive it, so we could go back to it. So we foregone all of the closing announcements just to give you right up to the minute so that you could complete your testimony, which I know is not complete. Perhaps you'll consider coming back to complete it. But we're going to close now. We want to.
I'm sorry I didn't get to because it's complete. If there was questions, I would have loved to answer, but.
Well, this again is my appeal to you. There were many in the comments that wanted to interact with you and to ask you questions. So perhaps you can come back and we can then allot that time for them to engage with you and ask you questions, if that's agreeable to you, Brother Minister.
Yes, I'll come back next. It's up to you. I'll come back next week.
Oh, that'll be beautiful. Oh,
Part 2.
That'll be beautiful. And you heard it from here. All praise is due to Allah. Part 2 of the test and the testimony. Thank you so much, Brother Minister, for your time and your testimony. We are inspired. And I'm sure that the many, and there are hundreds from the numbers that I'm looking at, there are hundreds and probably thousands, numbers that I can't see until we close the broadcast, that have tuned in to hear your testimony and be inspired by it.
Right. Be to
All
Allah.
of us have a test that we must undergo or have undergone, but certainly we will, by the help of Allah.
That's right.
Of Allah. And we pray to Allah that we will be as steadfast as you have been and are and express in this broadcast. If we could just mirror that kind of faith and that kind of steadfast, but knowing that if Allah has the power to save you, he can save us.
Absolutely.
So,
And Brother James,
yes, sir.
the minister said, everyone in the nation will come to know.
Yes, sir.
He said, not believe anymore.
That's right.
We got to now know that Master Father Muhammad is Allah.
That's right.
We ain't got to worry about proving it to nobody.
That's
Stand up
right. That's right.
And he said, all of us going to go through something and going to have to, whatever that is, to a greater or lesser degree.
Yes, sir.
But we will know. And from that group, he will grow his new kingdom.
Allahu Akbar. Beautiful, sir. Thank you so much. As we got about 1 or 2 more minutes, is there anything else you'd like to say in closing, Brother Minister?
I want to thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Messiah.
Yes, sir.
For helping me to stop negating who I am in relationship to helping him. I'm not going to run. I'm going to stand up and be
Allahu Akbar.
What he and Allah see in me. And I want to thank you, Brother James, and your host.
Yes, sir.
For a lot of people have asked me to talk, and I didn't have the spirit to speak on any show but this one.
Wow.
And so thank you all for allowing me, because I didn't know how strong I would be. I didn't want to break down, as I have a couple of times. And, you know, sometimes we always want to be strong before people, not show weaknesses. But thank you. It's all I can want to do is thank you and the believers in the nation.
We
praying for
thank you, Brother Minister. We will continue to lift you in our prayers. And we want to just reiterate that next week, part 2 of the test and the testimony with our dear beloved brother, testator, bearer of witness to the power, the healing power of Allah.
That's right.
Through his servants, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And so until next week, same time, same station, we greet you and thank you once again with the greeting words of peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
All praise is due to Allah.
Wow.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.